Hey, salut friends. Today we are taking a look at 12 spring fragrances, both niche and designer. Some are usual suspects that I have been wearing for years, and some are new additions to the collection that I intend to discover this season. Of course, I'm going to have other fragrances in the rotation as well, but these are the ones that I'm particularly interested in. So here we go, in no particular order. First is a fragrance that has become the quintessential spring fragrance for many people, including myself. This is Chanel number 19. This is a vintage Eau de Toilette version. I also own the Eau de Parfum Pourpre and the Parfum versions, which I use to switch things up now and then. The original version was created by Henri Robert as a green floral sheep, but this does not come across like your typical sheep, especially the modern iterations which go more in the floral woody direction. This is a green, crisp and vibrant scent. Has the bitter green, slightly sappy galbanum accented by the classic Chanel florals, that is your rose, jasmine, ylang and particularly the iris. It behaves like a classic Chanel in that apart from being this timeless green scent, it is also perfumey, powdery and waxy, notably creamy and floral in the heart, and dries down to this mossy woody base, which is even more prominent in the vintage version. Elegant, sophisticated and being surrounded by nature vibe on one side and this cold, austere personality who tries to discipline you on the other side. Really a spellbinding creation, one of the top Chanels I think. The availability has been dicey since the pandemic, and with the new EU regulations coming in 2025, rumors of it going into the exclusive collection now and then, but I hope it stays around in some form. Let's stay in the same lane and look at Bel Respiro from the Lace exclusive collection, again by Chanel. Composed by Jacques Polge and named after the getaway spring home of Coco Chanel. This is seemingly inspired by 19 and takes a bunch of those components like the galbanum and the Chanel florals, iris, rose, jasmine, lily of the valley and ylang. But then this goes more in the naturalistic direction compared to the more perfumey, blousy side. It's more vegetal and pastoral. Herbs like rosemary and thyme come through, stems, leaves, foliage, grass, wateriness and crunchiness with them. Then you have the heart with the Chanel florals joined by this daffodil that brings rays of light, wind and optimism in the air. In the dry down, it takes a bit of a turn to a darker profile without overdoing it, demonstrated by the leather, earthy and woody accents. It has this immense green valley and you're in the middle in a little flower garden during a bright sunny spring day. That's the kind of vibe that's going on here. Where Chanel number 19 feels like you're imposing your thoughts on nature outside, this feels like nature is being impressed on you, spread out and flowing like a convex phenomenon, and you process it along with your other thoughts that you stored away and you go through this internal self-reflection journey. Really a beautiful, radiant composition. Nobody does green like Chanel, and this is a top 5 exclusive for me. Let's take a break from green and go to the grey. Yes, this is Gris Dior from Dior Collection Privée. This is a nouveau chypre fragrance composed by François Demachy. Initially called Gris Montagne, named after the Avenue Montagne and also as a tribute to the house color. This is predominantly a powdery, mossy, rose patchouli scent, but not in the conventional way. This is much more light and transparent, not as heavy-handed as your vintage chypres. Stays as a powdery rose floral scent for most of the wearing. The rose is not a typical rose. It seems to be constructed as this moody accord to imply this sort of grey hue with sunlight coming through the clouds during a rainy day. Has some pastel-y makeup touches as well. Then dries down to this mossy, woody, musky patchouli scent. I remember testing the Gris Montagne version, which was a bit more mossy from what I remember, and gifting it to a female friend and thinking, wow, I would wear that myself. And I did. I had a partial for some time. This of course is a newer bottle. It was underrated when it was released, but has really taken off in the last year or so, with Dior pushing it as this Gen Z, gender bender cool scent. Has become so popular in France, even reaching to the young attention-seeking crowd. It's really strange how and which of these scents get popular. First it was Bois d'Argent and now this. One would think scents like Santal Noir, Tobacolor or Vanilla Diorama would have this kind of appeal, but no, this is the new scent which youngsters are going crazy for, articles being published, and rap songs being written nowadays. Just like how I still love Bois d'Argent, even with this kind of popularity, I'm still totally comfortable wearing it. Let's stay on this purple theme and go to Mandragore Pourpre from Goutal, created by Camille Goutal and Isabelle Doyen. This takes from the original Mandragore and supposed to be their interpretation of a mandrake root. This is an aromatic, fresh, spicy fragrance predominantly based on star anise, has lemon and mint in the opening, some geranium adding to the mint and anise giving that bright, slightly licorice-like scent profile, rosemary, thyme and black pepper adding to the brightness and uplifting quality, heliotrope giving some fluffy, nutty, earthy character, dries down to this musk with a touch of that Goutal Amber Myrrh combination thrown in the base. The base of Goutal's is seriously one of the best out there, I think. So vivid and clean, no fuzziness or rough edges. Overall, a bracing scent with a touch of oddness to it. I don't get the mandrake root image from it. What I get is the reminder of Marseille pastis, which is this anise aperitif liquor popular in the south of France. People talk mostly about their heavy stuff, but this is one of the underrated releases from the houses, I think, and has become my favorite anise scent. Now let's go to what would usually be an unlikely scent profile for this season, but James Heeley makes it work, and this is Cardinal from the house of Heeley. And yes, this is an incense based fragrance, which is a note that is usually associated with fall and winter, but it's done here in this fresh, clean fashion and can be worn even in warmer weather, I think. Straight up incense fragrances are infamously not that strong, so is this one. The incense profile here is a familiar one, aka Avignon from Comme des Garçons, with that pepper, olibanum / frankincense and myrrh being the central theme. Peppery and lemony qualities of the incense come through with some vetiver adding to the vibrancy. Some linen, cashmere and possibly aldehydes giving that cascading, clean, musky effect, making it very wearable for any time of the day, I think. One of the better incense fragrances in recent times. Next is one of the most affordable and value for money scents that I enjoy a lot. This is Jaipur Homme Eau de Parfum, created by Annick Minardo for Boucheron as a tribute to this eponymous city in India. This is a happy fragrance with a lot of amber, vanilla, with some added spices like cinnamon and nutmeg. It is fresh, clean, musky, with some fougere touches coming from the lemon and coumarin, but without the lavender. Very classy, gentlemanly scent with a bit of a throwback vibe. Smells fantastic when things start to warm up. I just wear this year round really, even to bed. Really calming too. You can see I'm almost done with this bottle, and of course I have another one ready to go. Let's go to another interpretation of an amber, this time with Prada. This is Amber Porum, composed by the regular perfumer Daniela Andrié. This lists notes that you would normally associate with an amber oriental style of fragrance, but then you smell it and it's not that at all. It is as if all these ingredients have been dispersed into a clean, purple, soapy bubble, kind of like a volumetric space which acts almost like a lens through which you perceive them. It has this neroli which adds to this cologne-like cleanliness, some aromatic cardamom and geranium and fougere-like touches from the tonka, vetiver and patchouli, and this musky, clean, fluffy, soapy amber labdanum with some myrrh and vanilla with an echo of leather in the base. It is a classy amber fougere made for what the perfumer and the head of the house thought a Prada man is supposed to smell like. Not rough or butch, but gentle, considerate and classy. It is rumored that it has been discontinued for some time, but still available as of now, and I hope it stays. Speaking of clean, soapy and musky, let's go to another scent like that from Diptyque. This is Fleur de Peau, composed by Olivier Péchaud. And yes, this is a musky, powdery iris fragrance. Opens with some soapy, peppery aldehydes. Clean, sheer with that brightness. Has this cool, white, slightly metallic quality to it. The combination of iris, ambrette and carrot seeds form this powdery, musky heart. Laundry and face powder like qualities come through. Some floral touches as well from the iris and rose in the heart. Dries down to this musky, creamy, woody scent. Very casual, relaxing and easy to wear, just like other Diptyque scents. Could have easily gone in the boring laundry musks molecular direction, but fortunately this one does this iris musky profile rather well. Now let's go to a very unique scent. This is Archive 69 from Etat Libre d'Orange, composed by Christine Nagel. This has 3 themes on which it's based. This is supposed to represent a woman with contradicting thoughts and feelings, then also representing the value of the brand to open our noses to all possibilities, and incidentally also happens to be the actual address of their boutique in Paris. This opens spicy and peppery with some red pepper or bay rose extract and some incense. In the mid has this peculiar orchid and plum accord which smells gummy and a bit like dried grapes. Then the overarching profile here is that of the camphor, which has this green, mentholated, sweet, cool, bracing quality to it. Some people compare it to mothballs, but this is rather pleasant. It's like these green, organic rice flour bubble gums. Has a transparent glitter and sheen to it. Reminds me of the way that the vanilla, incense and pepper combo is done in the arts and materials line of Guerlain. Fascinating to see that Nagel could do these kinds of scent profiles and make them work before going on to become the in-house perfumer at Hermès. A bit bizarre, not to the extent of some others from the house, but interesting to wear nonetheless. Next from 10, let's go back to a couple of green scents. This is Synthetic Jungle from Frederic Malle, now called Synthetic Nature, composed by Anne Filippo. Inspired by Chanel No. 19 and Estee Lauder Private Collection, opens with a green galbanum basil complemented by some blackcurrant. They somehow maintain this green quality till the far dry down, which is quite interesting. The lily of the valley and jasmine form the slightly indolic white floral heart. It is not as textured as, let's say, Bel Respiro or French Lover, much more streamlined with these distinct layers of sap, leaves and vegetal qualities within the scent profile. Dries down to this patchouli scent. Being in a greenhouse is the kind of image I get with this one. I liked it at the time of release, but it was very divisive. In fact, all Malle releases since then have been pretty divisive. Seems like more people are appreciating it now. Let's go to the last green scent on the list with the newest from this line. This is H24 Herbe Vive, released this year and composed by Christine Nagel. This is the third release in the line after the original EDT and the EDP. It takes that narcissus, removes the metallic sclarine note and the stylized oak moss in the EDP, and adds a fresh fruity pear, some more herbs like mint, thyme and rosemary, and a green mentholated aroma chemical called Fiscool to keep that green freshness for a longer duration. Very pleasant, modern green scent, perfect for spring. I liked it when I did my first impressions video and patiently waited till it showed up for a good price and finally bought it. Hope to do a full review soon. Under 12, let's finish with the modern classic from Dior. This is Dior Homme, the original. I have not worn this for a long time because I finished my old bottle and decided to give a gap. This is new, in fact I just opened it today. I was at the Dior boutique this Friday to see if they still had Fève Délicieuse and they didn't. Seems like it is actually discontinued in France as well, but that's a different topic. Smelled the new look again and it was still underwhelming. Saw this one on the side and just randomly sprayed this and thought, wow, I would take this over the entire display of the Privé collection. It smelled so good that I would like to wear more of it this spring. It is mainly iris, cacao and musks, some aromatic touches from the lavender in the background. Dries down to this soft suede leather. It sort of defined the modern man of the 2000s. The slim silhouette, fuzzy hair, shaved chest, manicured fingers with a black suit on. Does not smell like it came out almost 20 years ago. To this day, all sorts of brands, designers, niche and clone companies, all inspired by or are still trying to recreate this kind of scent profile. Really one of the best men's designer scents ever, especially in the last 20 years. So there you have it, some of my spring selections for this year. Thanks for watching, take care and ciao.